Here's my favorite geocacher of the day.
Very good.
Feral cat.
So today, doing some hiking with my good friend Mr. DSW, and we're going to do a little walk and talk. So why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Dan Whalen, Mr. DSW. I've been caching for about 10 years now, and come join us for a hike.
So Dan, tell me how you got your name. Tell me what you like about geocaching.
So my geocaching name is just basically my initials, DSW for Daniel Scott Whalen, so Mr. DSW. That's how I chose it. It's been kind of a blessing because it's a lot easier to write that in a log than some of these other ones I've seen. What do I like about geocaching? Just get you out, it gets you to places that you've never been before. I came to geocaching through the Boy Scouts. Our scout troop, one of the leaders had a GPS and took us geocaching in Arroyo Verde Park, and about a year later I tried it out. I got a GPS for work. That's how I got it past my wife. And then started geocaching right after that. I was hooked instantly.
So Dan, we're setting geocaches here on the Luci Trail. You've set a few caches. How many caches have you set? Why do you set caches?
Well, I like to set a few here and there. I like to get the logs. I like to see other people race for the FTFs. It's just fun. I mean, it's a fun game that we play, and to bring other people into that game also by setting good caches is something I like to do. At this point, I just crossed the 1,000 mark of 1,000 geocaches. I've got 1,016 geocaches, and there's about 610 that are still active right now. Yeah, so I've got a few out there.
You have a few out there.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I just set one here. We're getting the coordinates, and then I think we're going to go up here on this new little side trail and take a look at that overlook.
Sounds good.
So Dan, on March 16th, something happened with you. What is that?
I retired after 31 years with the fire service.
And what do you plan to do?
I'm going to be a full-time geocacher. Of course, my wife won't let me get away with that, but, you know, just hanging out with her, geocaching, cycling, hiking, whatever, and hanging out with friends, whatever I'm led to do.
And boy, just look at this beautiful area that we live in. Just fantastic. Well, you ought to have yourself a really good retirement, and looking forward to doing more hiking and more geocaching with you.
Absolutely.
All right, Dan. So I've just set another OODA cache.
Yes.
You're the one who originated the OODA. What is OODA?
Well, in December of 2017, the Thomas Fire burned a lot of acreage here in Ventura and Santa Barbara counties. So when we started replacing caches, we called it OOTA, or Out of the Ashes, and you tagged on it, you come to caches. So everything that we place is burnt up Thomas Fire caches we're calling OOTA. Yeah. So, you know, you're out hiking, talking about my addiction to geocaching. I go out and hike, and you're looking for geocaches, but then I notice there's a spot there, and I'm just like, what the heck? There's a spot here. So I always just have to put a geocache there. It's kind of an addiction, and I just can't resist it.
A compulsion. So Dan, we just came up the Luci Trail, set for geocaches, and we're just enjoying time with each other. What's the most important thing, or what's the best part of being a member of the OVC, Ojai Valley Cachers?
It's just the friendships I've developed. Just a lot of good friends. Some of my best friends are this group now. We have a good time hanging out. We've done trips to other states and faraway places to geocache, and it's just been really good. So here's one of my best friends.
And who's your favorite geocacher?
Come over here. Here's my favorite geocacher of the day.
Very good.
Feral cat.
Feral cat. Well, I think we're going to do a walk and talk with Feral cat next. So
excellent. Never.
But Dan, I just really appreciate you being part of this walk and talk series, and thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
It's my pleasure. So Dan, we were going through withdrawals. What are you doing now?
I just couldn't take it, Scott. There was an empty spot here. I just had to do it. There's this pole here, dude, and I got a string and a geocache. I just had to do it. Yeah.
All right. Way to go.